Hey, this is Ryan, and welcome to the Farm2Table Show. So, when most people feel overwhelmed, burned out, they try to unplug, take a weekend off, maybe try yoga or book a vacation. And that's great, that's needed. But lately, I've been wondering, what if the healing we're looking for isn't out there? What if it's closer than we think? What if it's in the dirt? Today on the show, we're digging into something we don't talk about enough: mental health and homesteading. Why growing your own food might actually grow something inside you, and how homesteading is becoming an unexpected path to peace. Roots and resilience: how homesteading heals the mind. Look, I don't need to tell you that we're all stressed out. We are in a full blown mental health crisis. According to the CDC, about 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. lives with some form of mental illness: anxiety, depression, PTSD, and just plain old burnout. And if we're honest, most of us feel it somewhere in our bodies. Maybe it's the racing mind at night, the constant fatigue, the scrolling, the pressure, the noise. But here's what I've noticed: people are leaving that noise, and they're not just moving to the country, they're growing food, building raised beds, learning how to can tomatoes. And they're saying that something unexpected is happening. They're starting to heal. Let me tell you about Jessica. She was a social worker in a major city, burned out, anxious, living in survival mode, honestly. Constant meetings, phone calls, client emergencies. And then she just couldn't do it anymore. So she left. She rented a little place in the country. No plan, just space, quiet. And one day she planted a garden. That was it. No YouTube channel, no big announcement, just tomatoes, a few herbs. She said, I didn't realize how fried I was until I heard silence. The first time I stood outside and the only sound was the wind, I just started crying. And here's the wild part: the garden helped. She slept better. She smiled more. Her panic attacks stopped. She started cooking meals again. She said it was the first time in years she felt grounded, literally and emotionally. It didn't fix everything, but it was a turning point. Not because the garden was magical, but because she finally stopped to breathe. And that breath, well, it changed everything. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you all jumping on. And we will get back to, I'll talk with y'all shortly. Just hang on tight. Great show this morning. So, what is it? What is it about homesteading that is so good for our mental health? Dr. Lila Hernandez, she's a psychologist, and she's an advocate for something called ecotherapy. And basically, in a nutshell, that's therapy that takes place outside. She says lowers cortisol. That's your stress hormone. And more than that, when you take care of something alive, it recenters you. It builds trust in yourself. It pulls you out of your head. She said even 5 minutes of intentional outdoor time can shift your mood. I would agree. But gardening, homesteading, now that's a lifestyle of intention. It's about rhythm, connection, and purpose. And that purpose, it heals. I heard a story about a family, 3 generations on 5 acres. And I can kind of relate because there's now 3 generations on our acreage. But unlike them, we have not, but they've been homesteading for nearly a decade now. They said they started because they wanted better food, but they stayed because of the peace. Even the kids are calmer, the dad said. Fewer screens and more sunrises. Fewer arguments, more laughter around the dinner table. And I get it. When you've spent the morning collecting eggs or splitting wood, your body's tired in a good way, but your mind has a rhythm. Your soul, well, it's a little more settled. So maybe healing isn't about escape. Maybe it's about returning to something slower, something rooted. And here's what I learned, and I want to share with you. You don't need 10 acres. You don't need goats. You don't need to start a YouTube channel for sure. What you need is something you can grow, something you can tend, something that gives you rhythm. That's where the healing begins. So, what do we do with all this? Well, maybe we start small. Maybe we have three things that we can try. And I'm going to give you three things. Now, these aren't the only three things, but this is just three things that I'd encourage each of us to try. Number one, grow one thing, just one thing. Excuse me. Basil on a windowsill, maybe a tomato plant on your porch. Anything. Just start growing something and let it teach you something about patience. Let it teach you something. Keith and I spent the evening with our friend Kane Riggs and some of his guys at 633 Recovery Ranch last night. And one of the things they said is people want to get into relationships during recovery or after recovery immediately. And they say, try growing a plant. Just try growing a plant. Maybe try taking care of it. Then maybe move up to an animal. And if you can handle that, then maybe you can handle a relationship. And so there's something in that healing. And just plant something. Just take care of that and the patience that you learn and the care that you learn. Walk outside without your phone. That's the key statement there. Without your phone. 10 minutes. Just look around and listen. Let the earth speak to you. Let nature talk. Listen to the wind, maybe the birds, maybe some squirrels playing nearby or some other animal, maybe the laughter of children someplace close by, depending on where you live. Let the earth speak to you. Let nature speak. Do something the old-fashioned way. Maybe bake some bread. That's one. Hang clothes on a clothesline instead of using a dryer. Maybe just sit down and write a good old-fashioned letter. Who does that anymore, right? Just sit down and write. But do it slowly with your hands. That's it. Taking the time and doing something with your hands. Because here's the truth. This modern world, it moves fast. But we don't have to. We can reclaim our pace. And we can reclaim our peace. Jessica, the woman I mentioned earlier, she said something profound. I thought I had to escape to find healing. But healing was waiting in my backyard. And that's the invitation today, whether you live in a homestead or in a high rise, whether you have chickens or just a candle on your windowsill, there is something you can grow. There's a slower rhythm that's waiting for you. And I believe there's healing in it. Hopefully this encourages us all, okay? And do me a favor, share this with a friend. Let them know about this, how to find peace. That's just the key to it right there. And we have to stay rooted in that, stay rooted in the things that we that hold us to the ground, touching the earth, as they say, getting grounded. So I'm going to scroll back through. The comments have been blowing up over there, and I know some people shared some good stuff. Good morning to everybody. Jason Bender, first time I've seen you in there. Welcome in. And, of course, I've seen Kane pop up in there. Kane Riggs, good morning, buddy. Yeah, it was great hanging out last night. And let's see. Let's go all the way back up to the top. Man, y'all guys are rocking in the chat this morning. Let's see. No, a lot of good mornings. Oh, let's see. Good to hear about. God bless you. Oh, Yeah, scrolling down all the hellos. Yes. All right. Jason writes, our church. Man, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Many else in. Our church believes that if you're stressed out, you have problems, and you can't afford it, go live in the country and grow a garden. That helps stress being out in the country. I would agree. I don't even right now. I haven't grown much, but just being in the country is a stress reliever. That's my happy place up here. Uh, you know, it's he brings up about stress with farmers and stuff, and especially the big commercial farmers. It seems, and there's a lot, and yeah, the suicide rates are among some of the highest. Scotty, I love you, man. I escaped my straitjacket. Oh, you always got one there, Scotty. Always. Hello, everybody. Rebecca, Touch My Yarn, Joy Bartlett. Let's see, Tracy, you guys hanging out in the kitchen. Robbie with Wild Huckleberry. Janae, good to see you in this morning. There's my bro. Good morning, bro. Duncan family. Good morning, Greg. Donna. Let's see, who else we got in here? Scotty, of course, and yeah. See, man, we got a whole bunch hanging out this morning. Yep, think I got everybody, and if I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to cruise through here and see. But let's get on back down to the comments and catch up. Scotty says writing poetry is his piece. That is good stuff. Absolutely. Let's see. Here we go. All right, found the comments. Even though, let's see. Even though there are stressful times, my animals are good therapy for me. Just sitting and watching them can be entertaining. Yeah, our friend Kay last night said he likes to sit and watch his chickens. So I mean that's. Oh, let's see. Dirt therapy. That's right, Joy Bartlett. Dirt therapy. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad to see y'all kind of understand this. I think we all did. It's just something sometimes we don't take time to think about how working with our hands or getting out and seeing something grow or just the slowing down of our body, the slowing down of our mind, and letting it heal is so important. And I always say just sitting outside with the breeze blowing or taking a walk around the property, sitting on my tractor for a little while, just helps. Something about that, and I think that we need to more and more people need to plug into that. Put the old devices away. Get off the social for a little while, which is wild coming from somebody who spends as much time doing what we do. But it is so much of that healing, and you know, it doesn't matter what you're doing with it. And yes, Kane, it was great to hang out last night. As I said that earlier already, I think. Novel Shadows of Carpathia will be done. uh, yes, I like that, Scotty. Very good. Anyway, well, all of us down here, and good morning, Delighted Acres. Glad to see y'all. Good to see you come on in. Um, this Friday is Friday. This weekend down here in this part of the country, we are expecting a whole lot of rain. In fact, got a flood watch over the next few days. But let's go on over and see what our good friend Jack has with the Redneck Weather Report, because we need to know what's going on in Jack's world today. Let's see. Get that set up for y'all. There we go. Oh.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 68 degrees this morning, April 18th, 2025. Got a 13-mile-an-hour southern breeze making it feel like 65. But we're going to get all the way to 79 today. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow.
All right. Nice weather out there, Jack. Oh, anyway. Oh, let's see. Yeah, good morning, good morning. And so, anyway, there's the weather out there in Jack's world. A little bit nicer than what I got, I think, today. But yeah, we had pretty high winds yesterday. Keith and I were out trying to shoot some video, and the wind was just incredibly hard. But anyway, and yeah, and by the way, on the days that I have to Memorex, go, if you're not already doing this, go over and check out Redneck Weather Report on Dyer Family Farm, and check out what Jack and Dina and them have going on over there. They've usually got something good going out. Of course, this Sunday, Homestead Sunday. I can't remember who all's in it, but I know it starts like at 3, and I know at 5 is Money Pit. 6 is Wild Huckleberry. 7 is Dyer Family Farm, and 8 is Red Dirt Rooster Road. Those are the ones I remember. I can't remember who's before that. But anyway, and hang out with some of the Homestead gang. But anyway, so that's that. And by the way, everybody, I know y'all have probably all figured out there's a little bit of a new format this week. Kind of we're doing things a little differently. Give me some little comments over there. Let me know how y'all feel about it and the subjects, and but how y'all like the new way of doing things, if we're doing things better. But let's move on into homestead hacks. Homestead hack for today: DIY seed tape for perfect garden spacing. I don't know. I've not tried this, but I like it. It sounds interesting. So here's the hack: you take some mix flour and water. Take some flour and water, mix to make a paste, and use a strip of toilet paper. Anyway, dot that with the paste, and place seeds at a proper intervals, and then let dry. Lay it in the garden and cover it with soil when you're ready to plant. And There it is. That's just real simple. Uh, and here's what it does: saves time during planting, prevents overseeding, and it's even great for the kids to help with. And that's something we talked with Kane and them. They were out planting their garden yesterday when we got down there. And yeah, Simple Acres is at 3. Okay, so who's at 4? um, anyway, well, it's almost a game of who's on first, what's on. Anyway, but anyway, they were out working in the garden, getting some seeds in. And when we were there the last time, they had been planting, and well, they planted seeds, and a couple of days later, we had a real whole bunch of rain, right? Heavy rain, which too much rain is as bad as too little. And one of the things they were talking about is they thought that the people who their garden workers, that they had put the seeds in too deep and packed the dirt too much, and so that the seeds they think maybe the water was in there, maybe the seeds, because some of that stuff hasn't sprouted like it should have, and they think maybe it just got basically drowned, basically just not able to do anything. So interesting, and that's why we told him we had flood watch this weekend. He got a little nervous, like not again. But anyway, it's just one of those things that you have happen. But this is a neat little way, especially in the smaller gardens. I think that would work really well if you had a small garden space to mix that. And like I said, it just gets your spacing. It allows you to lay it out. Uh, and just kind of simple, especially if you want a neat, perfect, if you want a nice straight rows and nice spacing between each plant. I could see that hack working. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all have tried it. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. But y'all tell me. But anyway, here's our quote of the day, and I think it goes perfectly. I usually try to pick these uh, to where they try to line up with what we're talking about. And since we were talking about getting out in nature and that help with mental health and how homesteading helps with that, um, to touch the earth is to have harmony with nature. That's an Oglala Sioux proverb. To touch the earth is to have harmony with nature. And I think I like that. Getting your hands in the dirt, um, is a good thing. Um, but anyway, and talking about, you know, what we were just talking about with homesteading, keep it in mind, like I said, you don't have to have a lot of acres. It's a mindset. Um, doesn't matter how small or how big your space is, but just something about that process that has a certain calming and healing on the spirit, I think. And that's, I know when I came back from Iraq the first time, um, that was in 2003. I had one simple goal. One, I wanted to see some of the country, but I wanted to go into the Rocky Mountains and go through them, travel there, and I wanted to sit and watch a sunset and a sunrise in the Rockies, and just get back in and just kind of get into some quiet space, because after being over there, I needed that, and it helped. It was nice to be able to and I got to take my son and go up there, and we got to hang out and see some cool stuff. But to just spend that time in the quiet mountains and and healing, and I think it works. And so that's why when I come across that, I was like, and I have to give Keith credit for the idea. He was, we were just having a conversation about kind of sometimes how we get busy and we get overwhelmed with all the things we have to get done. Keith's on a pretty tight deadline with getting ready to go out of the country for a few months, and it just he needed that time himself. And so just kind of conversation we had, and that led to the show today. So I hope it's helpful. And like I said, let us know about what some of the things if you like the new format and you like the way things are going with the way we do the show now, I'd really like to hear. I don't know, chat got quiet, or it's just mine's not updating. I don't know. Could be. But anyway, my phone's over here blowing up. We got a little crisis at work this morning. Nobody got paid. Let's see. Duncan, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, and this is correct. Correct. I know most of you agree, but it needs to be said. Jesus is the answer every heart is looking for. Jesus solved our greatest problems on the cross and gave those who believe victory over death. Absolutely, Greg, and thank you for saying that. There's no peace like what is brought that way. And I think that one of the reasons that God gave us the job of gardeners and tending of animals in a garden as our first job um, is for that reason, because I think he understood that. And, of course, Jesus, that's where our true peace in our heart is. And, but we all get there. We all get crazy. We all get caught up in the life and the circle of things, and we all, um, we can let stuff go. And so having that calmness and, getting back to in touch with God's original plan for us, and like I said, our original vocation, our first job we were given was to take care of the garden and to tend the animals. And so um, I think I can say that gardening and homesteading and animal care is biblical. I think I could say that safely. Uh, but thank you, Greg, for bringing that out. And yes, amen to that, as Delighted Acre said. So anyway, I'm going to move on in. Hope everyone celebrates and understands Resurrection Sunday. Yes. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. It is that weekend. Today was that Good Friday. Many are off work. I'm not one of them, but we'll have to head out. But many people uh, heading into this weekend and lots of celebration. As today was the dark day. Today and tomorrow, but Sunday, that Sunday morning, that great resurrection that has changed everything. And yes, Joy, God started the human race in a garden. That is correct. That is very, very, very true. Right there. So I'm going to move right on into upcoming events. I'll wait, as comments come in, I'll grab them. But anyway, get into our upcoming events. April 25th and 26th, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, Newton County Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. Our friend Zach Bauer is going to be there speaking both days. And as I've said before, it is a free event. They just want parking covered costs. April 25th and 26th, the Homestead Conference, Waco, Texas. Look that one up if you're in the Texas area. That is a phenomenal, looks like it's going to be a great event. The lineup is huge. We'll see how it goes. I'm anxious to find out the after reports on it for a first year event. Also that weekend on the 26th, Homesteading and Outdoor Expo, the Barn at Oleander in Port St. Lucie, Florida. For the same weekend, April 25th and 26th. Like I said, the busiest weekend in the homestead world. First annual River Valley Homestead Conference and Poultry Show. April 25th, 26th, Sebastian County Fairgrounds in Greenwood, Arkansas. That's going to be a 2-day event there. Like I said, I know they're having a poultry show, Americana, something or another association. So anyway, if you're in the area and you want to go check that one out. And then, of course, the much anticipated, much waited for, everybody's excited about the 10 Killer YouTube meetup, April 25th through the 27th, Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma. Cherokee Landing State Park at the Creek Shelter. You can RSVP to 10 Killer YT Meetup at gmail.com. Like I said, I am so looking forward to that. It's going to be nice to get up on the lake and kind of just enjoy hanging out. Hopefully, we don't get too much rain up there. But anyway, this week make things difficult. But I'm going to go up there and hang out with everybody, all the YouTube crowd. Anyway, um, yep. 1 week today will be an okay again. Can't wait to see everyone who's coming to 10 Killer. Uh, well, all right, there we go. Well, Robbie, I got my campsite reserved, and I sent my RSVP letter over to the committee over to the 10 Killer YT email. So, and I think Keith's going to try to make it up at least one day. So anyway, yeah, looking, Keith, you can answer that question, or if it's to be determined. But anyway, May Mid America YouTube meetup. Let's see. Yep, in May 16th through 18th, Mid America YouTube meetup, Lake Eufaula State Park at the Deep Fork Campground Pavilion, which is where the Nature Center is at. MT Homestead is the host. You can reach them at mthomesteadok@gmail.com. And let's see where we at here. May 17th, 5th annual Sheed Farms Homestead Festival, Garland, Kansas. Check that out if you're in that area. June 6th through the 7th, the Homestead Festival, Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. That is on Rory Feek's place, and it's a big event there. There's a huge members music festival. Would love to be able to make that one, but it's just not in the cards this year. Modern Homesteading Conference, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, June 27th through the 28th. You can find more information at modernhomesteading.com. I know that's another one with a big lineup, and it's out in west in some beautiful country of Idaho. Uh, Fast forward, September 5th through the 6th, Ozarks Homesteading Expo, Marshfield, Missouri. That's another one we're looking forward to being at, and it's a huge lineup. Of course, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, September 26th and 27th, Southeast Expo Center, McAllister, Oklahoma. Looking forward to that. I did notice our good friends at T&T Homesteading. They've signed on to be speakers there, so things are growing every day, getting things together. They're doing a fine job, and I think it's going to be a much bigger and much better event. Anyway, and then of course October 10th through 11th, Homesteaders of America Conference in Front Royal, Virginia, the granddaddy of them all, the one that got it started, and just a tremendous lineup there that is just incredible. So anyway, that is the events that are upcoming, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to some comments here. Let's see. Yep, let's see. Scotty writing some more of that. See, the earth has so much energy. Go into the garden barefoot and absorb it. Positive mental attitude is a way to always have. Uh, anyway, good stuff. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Scotty. There is something about it. They call that, a lot of people call it getting grounded, where you're barefoot with the ground and having that connection to the earth and everything. And I think there's something valuable to that. So anyway, I hope, that kind of some of what we talked about this morning. I mean, even if it's stuff you already knew or stuff you've thought about before, that, it just kind of brings it back to the forefront of your mind that, there's a calmingness, a peace, getting back into our original roles and getting back to nature that comes with, uh, whether it's, like I said, even if it's just a lone single plant, but something that you take care of and you put that energy into as a plant, or growing of vegetables, or raising, taking care of animals in some way, that it calms us, it brings that calm peace. And so I hope that, that's helpful to people. All right. Well, that is a wrap for today on the Farm to Table Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining us as we strive towards building stronger communities for now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit the old thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Please share, share, share. And subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. And until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people just like you. And remember, as you've been seeing pop up in the box there, we are hashtag stronger together. And we'll give a hashtag think outside the big box store, buy local. Uh, and be a blessing to someone And folks, we will see you all on the other side. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe out there, and we will see you all, Lord willing, bright and early Monday morning, right here at 6 a.m. So again, everybody have a blessed weekend. I'm going to hand this to Hank to take us on out of here.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.